morning everyone, and today I will be presenting a comparative analysis. But before that, let me introduce myself. I am Hasnaira Aloy, a student of Master's Program Teaching in Elementary Education. I have a teaching experience. I am a teacher here in Thailand for 2 years and counting. My area of interest is gamification, AI-enhanced learning, student engagement, and my goal for this presentation is to share insight to enhance the teaching strategy of teachers. I will be presenting a comparative analysis of inquiry-based learning or IBL and the 5E instructional model in science and technology education. This presentation will explore their theoretical foundation, application, strength, limitation, and how they integrate technology in elementary education. In this presentation, I will going to introduce a new activities in science and technology as well. To begin with, we know that science and technology education requires effective teaching strategy to help students learn in engaging and meaningful way. Two commonly used frameworks are inquiry-based learning or IBL and the 5E instructional model. Both approaches promote active learning, but they differ in structure and in implementation. This presentation will critically compare this framework to understand their benefits and challenges in fostering inquiry-driven, technology-integrated learning, particularly for elementary students. Let's start the inquiry-based learning or IBL. Inquiry-based learning or IBL is a student-centered learning approach where students ask questions, explore, and construct their own knowledge rather than passively receiving information from the teacher. This method encourages autonomy, critical thinking, and problem-solving skills. IBL is rooted in constructivist theory, developed by Lev Vygotsky and Jerome Bruner, which emphasize learning as a social and interactive process. Here is the model: ask, investigate, create, discuss, and reflect. Now for the 5E instructional model. The 5E instructional model is structured step-by-step, learning from the guides students through 5 phases: engage, explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate. Engage, generate interest, stimulate curiosity, raise question. Explore, address problem as they not only pose questions but find answers. Explain, make sure that the student clearly understands the topic. Elaborate, using the concept in new situation. And of course, evaluate, assessing each student level of understanding. In short, a 5E model is a structured framework with 5 phases: engage, explore, explain, elaborate, and evaluate. This model ensures systematic approach to inquiry-based learning. It is also based on a constructivist principle, particularly from John Piaget and David Cobb, who emphasize experiential learning. Now, for the theoretical foundation. Now, let's see and compare the theoretical foundation of these two models. The learning theory of IBL is constructivism, social constructivism, while the 5E model is constructivism, experiential learning. The focus of IBL is open-ended inquiry student autonomy, while the focus of 5E model is guided inquiry with structured phases. The key principle of IBL is question-driven learning collaboration. 5E model key principle, step-by-step knowledge building. While both are rooted in constructivism, IBL allows students to take the lead, while the 5E models provide a structured sequence to guide learning. For the implementation in science and education. In science education, both models support hands-on learning, but they have different levels of guidance. IBL teaching approach is a student-driven investigation. The teaching approach in 5E model is teacher-guided phases. In application of IBL, hands-on experiments, hypothesis testing, while the application in 5E model is conceptual development through stages. The use of technology in IBL is virtual labs, simulation, while the 5E model technology use is interactive tools, multimedia. IBL allows students to design their own experiments, while 5E models provide structured teaching guided phases to help students build knowledge systematically. Now for the strengths and advantages. IBL enhances critical thinking, engagement, and real-world problem-solving skills. It helps students develop critical thinking skills, creativity, and real-world problem-solving abilities. 5E model provides structured learning, ensure conceptual mastery. The 5E model ensures that the learner or the learning is structured, cleared, and reinforce understanding in logical way. Both promote active learning and knowledge retention. Encourage active participation, making learning more engaging and meaningful. Now, for the limitation and challenges. For IBL, it requires time, readiness of the student, and it might be difficult to assess. For the limitation and challenges of 5E instructional model, it needs a proper lesson planning, and it might be limit deeper inquiry if not adapted properly. Again, IBL is a time-consuming. It requires students' readiness, difficult to assess. It requires students to take initiative and may be difficult, again, to assess. 5E model requires structured planning, and it might limit the deep questioning. It requires a careful lesson planning, and of course, it might be limit the deeper inquiry if not adapted properly. Choosing the right framework depends on your learning goals, classroom structure, and student needs. At the end of the day, teachers, we know our students, so we know the right framework to use in our teaching. Now, At this moment of presentation, I'm going to share two technology tools that enhance the student engagement. We can integrate educational technology tools in both frameworks. As the research says that the study on Filipino children early exposure to digital media comes from the University of Philippines, the data on student gadgets used for distance learning comes from 2021 Social Weather Station survey. 58% of the students from 5 to 20 years old use gadgets. And globally research from UK as well, it says that found that most children get their first smartphone between 7 to 11 years old. In short, in this digital world, it is better to integrate the new gamification or new website that will be able to enhance the learning or the engagement of the students. This is one of the platform. This learning platform designed for elementary students from kinder to grade 6 that connect teacher, students, and family, providing tools for digital portfolio, communication, and engaging learning experience. This is called the CISO. This is a digital portfolio. Students can create and showcase their work through digital portfolio, including photos, videos, drawing, and notes. It can give or help communication and collaboration. Engaging learning tools. CISO offers various tools for students to create, reflect, and collaborate, including audio recording, video creation, drawing, typing, and more. It can progress monitoring, supplemental curriculum, and of course, family engagement. Family can actively participate in their child's learning by accessing the CISO Family app, accessing the Family CISO app, viewing their children's work, and communication with the teacher. The accessibility is available on various devices, including iOS, Android, or any gadget. And take note, this is free for students, teachers, and parents. The platform is free to use for the students, teacher, and parents, of course. And a lot of features that we can see. And if you want to use this, I put the link and then you can just copy it. And of course, CISO provide a platform for celebrating students' achievements and showcasing their learning to families and wider community. It has a real-time feedback. Teacher can provide timely and meaningful feedback to the student through audio recordings, written comments, or private messages. The next one is, I would like to introduce this PBS Kids. It helps kids ages from 2 to 8 years old. They can learn lessons that last lifetime through media and community-based programs. PBS Kids want children to see themselves uniquely reflect and celebrated in lovable, diverse characters who serve as positive role models. PBS Kids also wants to explore their feelings and discover new adventure along the way. And take note, this is also free. So teachers, if you want to check, you can check it out. Now for example, if you want to use the life cycle of butterfly, you can find it in CISO or PBS Kids interactive games. Now, I have designed a micro-teaching lesson using the combination of IBL and the 5E model to teach elementary students about the life cycle of butterfly. The grade level will be elementary from grade 2 to grade 4. Teaching strategy will be inquiry-based and 5E model, the combination of the two. The technology used will be CISO and PBS Kids 2 interactive games. And here's how the lesson will be delivered. Engage. Show an animated video of butterfly life cycle and ask the students what they notice. Explore. Students interact with PBS Kid Games to manipulate the life cycle of stages. Explain. Discuss observation and introduce scientific terms. Elaborate. The student create digital drawing of butterfly life cycle using the seesaw. Evaluate. A formative assessment quiz on stage of metamorphosis. Now for the evaluation, discussion, and feedback. After conducting this micro-teaching session, we'll reflect on effectiveness by discussing how well the lesson engaged students, whether the technology tools enhance learning, student participation, and overall learning outcome. For the conclusion, to conclude, both IBL or inquiry-based learning and the 5E model offer valuable approaches to science education. IBL promotes critical thinking and self-direct learning. The 5E model provides structured, guided learning experience. Technology tools like CISO and PBS Kids can enhance the engagement and inquiry. By combining these two approaches, we can create dynamic, engaging, and effective science learning experiment for elementary students. Here are some key references that support the research behind these structured models. Thank you for your attention. And also here are articles that provide a comprehensive foundation for analysis and theoretical foundation application, strength, limitation, and effectiveness of IBL. If you want to read, you can just pause the video and read it. But before we end, I would like to read this quote from very famous scientist Joseph Schwab. According to him, inquiry is the very essence of science, and to teach science without inquiry is to teach a lifeless form of science. Once again, thank you very much. Thank you for your time. This is Hasnaira Aloy.